although we recommend when you're using our plant database that you use a sample database to begin with as your experiment, there will come a time when you want to create a new one of your own. So it's File and New, and up pops this box. I've created a folder called Plants, and I was just rehearsing this, so I've created a plant database called Plants. So let's make a new one. We'll call this one Plants 2. So we'll say Open. So we're in an empty database. So let's put our first image in. We'll pick Load Image. Let's imagine we want to add the Agapanthus, so we'll add as a first entry the a portrait view of Agapanthus praecox, so we'll pick this one. The next one we might add is a habit view and another close-up view of a particular Agapanthus variety, so we'll say Open. So in goes the image, and we can put the botanical name in there and the common name there, and we can say apply updates. Let's add another image to that species, so we'll say, and need to be a little bit careful here, see the little data controls here, we're going to load a new image in the Agapanthus series. So we're saying new image, load the image, and we'll put in the close-up. There's the close-up, so it's 2 of 2 in the internal group for the Agapanthus, and I'll apply the update. Now if we use the controls down here, we can go back to the beginning and then scroll through within that particular one. So what we now want to do is a new record, and we're going to say load an image for a new record, and we'll say we're going to work with a lavender, so we'll choose lavender masked close up, and there's the image size. Quite a large image this time, 4,300 pixels wide, and I'd recommend you reducing the number of pixels in width, because if you're going to use this in CAD software, you want to paste images that are a little smaller than that. You might actually overwhelm your database. So Lavandula and Gustifolia, and this might be called English lavender. And we need to apply our updates, and the same would apply. You could add new images to the internal new images of the lavender in the group. So I'll go back to here, we can scroll through to there, down to the bottom to move through. So we have 2 species in the database, one species got a couple of images in it, and I hope that gives you some idea of how you add information. At any time you can go through and categorize these in these various categories. Here you can categorize the particular species. One key issue if you're going to use the database and interact with our CAD software is some sort of code. Now we're in the habit of using the first 2 characters of the genus and the first 2 characters of the species name for our code. But to add a code, at the moment there are no codes associated with this database. We want a code to be unique. So we're going to say basic data code, and we'll add a record for Agapanthus praecox, AGPR, and the other one we've added was Lavandula and Gustifolia. The codes are for you to work with. Whoops, that one needs editing, doesn't it? Can I click in here? I can, and we're done, and we can close that. Once that's done, we can now, let's go back to the first of these. We can now apply, we'll pick a plant type, strappy or ground cover, depends on your classification. You might want to add another category here, strappy ground cover or grass-like ground covers. We'll call this for this a small shrub for the moment, although I don't think that's quite right. But can you see now that we've added the codes, we're fine. So it's Agapanthus praecox. We've now coded it, ornamental features, attractive. There's not a ornamental features, that attractive bark and so on. So I need to add another one. So under basic data, ornamental features, you might want to say showy flowers, and OK, and we'll close it. So we can now tag this one as showy flowers. So I hope you can see with the new database you can customize things that work and think the way you work. The prime use of this database is to help you learn new species. Going through this sort of information, taking the photographs and categorizing things works extremely well. So I hope that helps.